At the moment, we're hitting all our guideline guidance figures, and we're continuing to do well across the board in terms of the exploration and development right across the whole portfolio.
Hello, you're watching Proactive. I'm joined by Ariana Resources Managing Director, Kerem Saner. Kerem, very good to speak with you. You're out with the production results for your Zenit mining operation in Turkey, and you've beaten your guidance for the 8th year running, so producing close to 21,000 ounces.
Yes, well, good morning, Stephen, and to the viewers. Yeah, we're very pleased with the progress this early on in the year to be able to announce the production from 2024, beating guidance, as you say, for the 8th year running. Kızıltepe itself was only expected to have a mine life of 8 years, but here it is, it's still going. Obviously now augmented since last year by ore coming in from the Tavşan operation, which I'll go on to talk about in a little bit more detail later on. But the Kızıltepe processing plant is still doing exceptionally well, despite its age. And, we're making really good progress across the board.
So gross revenue, second highest ever, $54.7 million. And I suppose you're also helped with that gold price, which continues to reach new highs.
Oh, very much so. So during the course of last year, obviously, both gold and silver substantially, we saw much higher levels in both commodities. I think that is likely to continue into 2025. All the indicators are along those lines. The expectations from all the banks are along those lines, obviously, coupled with, large amounts of central bank buying ongoing. So, yeah, a good sort of pricing environment for the commodities that we're interested in, and not only supportive of our current operations at Kızıltepe and Tavşan in Turkey, but also for our future operations in Zimbabwe. We've got a lot of work underway on that front as well.
Well, take us through what's happening in Zimbabwe then, Kerem, because you did include in the update some new results from exploration and drilling at the Dokwe project.
Yes. So we do have assays coming in. Those assays are being compiled, going through a process of QA/QC, just checking those against expectations. And that's all being integrated into what will become a new resource model, which we'll announce to the market in due course. And then we'll go on to state further reserves. So there'll be a reserve update coming out in the future as well. So I think a sequence of news events related to Dokwe and Zimbabwe, and coupled with all the efforts that we're putting in across the rest of the exploration portfolio. So we've got some activities that have just completed recently in Western Tethyan region. So the work that was underway in Kosovo and elsewhere. So we're looking forward to getting all of that news out to market as soon as we can.
So just on that Western Tethyan resource, you are in the process of completing your earn-in, is that right?
That's right. So yeah, that's what I was alluding to. So there was a drilling program underway from late last year. That was part of the process of completing our initial earn-in to 51% of the entity that owns the Slivova gold project. Slivova is a relatively advanced Kosovan gold project of similar sort of scale to Kızıltepe as it once was. We believe that there's opportunities to grow that project with further drilling, and we'll be announcing the results of that drilling program in due course as well, and giving a little bit more guidance as to where we see that project evolving.
And Kerem, will 2025 be another record year for the company?
Oh, I fully expect so. At the moment, we're hitting all our guideline guidance figures, and we're continuing to do well across the board in terms of the exploration and development right across the whole portfolio.
I hope you'll keep us updated on any progress. Thank you very much for speaking with us today.
Thank you.
That's Ariana Resources Managing Director, Kerem Saner.